Go live.
I'm about to go live. Go live on that ass, boy.
What?
You heard what I said. I ain't stutter.
I still don't understand though.
Alright, well, you gonna understand this. We're doing another one of these.
Yep.
Watching I Shouldn't Be Alive. This is a cute date. Turns deadly.
Yeah.
Something like this.
Sounds familiar.
You been on those?
I don't know if I would call it cute or deadly, but dates have turned.
Tings. Winded.
Yep.
We're watching.
Young lovers, Gina Allen and Brandon Day, are on a day trip from hell.
Day tripping.
Lost in a freezing mountain wilderness.
That's where they
with
messed
no
up.
way out. The city dwellers are trapped in a nightmare they cannot
Oh,
escape.
some city folks, huh?
I've been
We're
there.
stuck. We're completely stuck.
You been stuck?
And just when it seems it can't get any worse, they're plunged into a tale of death and despair, which threatens to engulf them too.
That looks like
They
Bert.
made-
You make a mistake,
they
probably will die.
made their situation even worse.
He probably had a goal. I shouldn't be watching this. It's another one. Probably call this one that too, I guess.
We shouldn't watch this. It's two.
Yeah, you're right. 1.5.
4 days in California sounds nice.
This sounds like a vacation trip. How true though?
Yeah, for real. They can write their own stories, technically, so.
The way they look, I wouldn't believe anything.
Yeah.
No, Mom, of course, I will.
Far too attractive.
It'll be fine. He's a really
What?
nice guy.
He is.
Jessica knows him too. She says he's
Wait,
really
he hasn't
nice.
We met
told his
in
story.
the spring of 2006. He had
Just her so
seen
far.
my MySpace profile.
MySpace.
And within a couple of weeks, went on our first date. And we immediately hit it off. We were almost inseparable at that point.
About to be.
A few days later, he asked me to go with him to California.
Tasha,
That's a dope phone.
I'm at Palm Springs.
You remember texting like that?
Little
Oh, I know,
Nokias
the
or
hotel's
whatever.
amazing.
Yeah, I remember it.
I know, I can't believe I'm here either. Oh, he is totally
I could do it without working.
gorgeous, and he's been such a gentleman.
Do it under the table. It's in class.
I never had
No,
enough
if he was
people
gonna
to talk
abduct me,
to
he
for
wouldn't do it
that.
at a business conference,
True.
would he?
I had qualified to go to a national sales convention. I'm a financial advisor.
Oh, okay, there he is.
I was allowed to bring a guest with me and thought it'd be a really good time and invited her out with me.
Hey, hard day at the office?
Oh, so hard. I have no idea.
I just looked at it as, hey, look, how would you like to go on an all expenses paid vacation to a resort? How bad could that be?
Ew, kissing.
It seemed like they didn't even enjoy it.
You gotta do it. We need this scene.
That scene looked a little
At the end of the
suspicious.
convention,
She was trying to get
Brandon
away.
and Gina head
He was
out on
holding
a
her
day
back.
trip to a nearby beauty spot.
Takes one to know.
Intending to
Adrian.
be back
Didn't
well
really
before nightfall.
seemed like
The
a
couple dressed
resort
light.
type vibe.
I'm gonna leave
Resorted
my
to
purse
something.
here so
Yeah, it was last resort type vibe.
Cut
His
my
pockets
life
full.
into
Brandon
pieces.
leaves his mobile behind.
That's
We
Papa
didn't
Roach.
think
the
anything of
best
it.
start
We
of
were
any hike
only
is
gonna be
leaving
gone
your phone at
a
home.
couple hours, or I guess so we thought.
Wait, did she really just say that?
What'd she say?
She left her phone at home?
No, he did. I don't know about her, but he left his phone.
I was too busy singing.
Highest
Yeah, you were.
mountain in Southern California.
And as we're going up, she mentions, there's this is mountain lion territory. There's also a lot of rattlesnakes in this area.
Big
As long as you
NLs.
stay on the
He sounds
trails, you
emotional
should be
already.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of rattlesnakes in the area.
Maybe he had a bad experience with one. We gotta watch and find out, man.
I'm sorry.
Among the most rugged wilderness regions in the U.S., Mount San Jacinto is the second highest peak in Southern California. With no access road, the only way up or down is by cable car.
Those things scare me in
And while
themselves a little
temperatures
bit.
Yeah.
can hit the 80s and
I've
90s
been
on
on
the
'em.
desert floor during May,
Some of
The
them are
summit
pretty sketchy.
it's still
Not
dusted with
everybody is
snow.
millionaires, Adrian.
But it doesn't cost that much. I mean, I guess
Somebody
getting to the
mentioned
places.
it's gonna
but
get cold. because
There's none
you're
around
going
here for
up
sure.
8,500 odd feet.
Just a flat one.
And there's going to be a wind. So you might want to grab a
Florida's flat.
sweatshirt or a jacket, something like that to have with you. So we got up to the top, about to head out for our walk.
We should go
It was
zip
totally
lining because
perfect.
there's a zip lining place
And I
around
guess
here.
you just think, you don't have a care in the world at that point.
Probably not.
Might end up.
You know, we're the typical
trying to go on a cute
I shouldn't
date?
be
young
alive.
couple in love.
No. I was just saying, might go bad.
Seeing
Oh,
the
it'll
snow,
go bad.
I decided, sneaking behind him, that I would mess with him.
Brandon.
Oh, we're about to have problems.
I just kind of turned to him and just
She's
nailed him
shiesty.
right in the head with
Yeah.
the snowball. And
Never
that
trust
point,
her.
it was on. It was just so fun, just throwing snowballs at each other in May.
I feel like that snow would be kind of hard.
Listen,
What? What is it?
you hear that? Sounds like a waterfall. Don't get me mad.
So we headed off to go find this waterfall.
Uh-oh. Oh, no, there ain't no waterfall. They went off to go.
Yeah, they're like going off trail. That's the worst thing you can do.
The waterfall's a cover-up story.
Yeah, I think he was just mad
seen
about
it yet?
her throwing
yet.
snowballs at him. So
He was trying to get his
Unused
snowballs
to this
off.
kind of
Yeah.
environment,
That's what he was trying to do, I'm
the
telling
city
you.
dwellers
Oh,
of
this is
Dallas,
a
Texas, don't realize
ruse.
that the mountain is playing acoustic tricks on them.
By the looks of him.
While the sound of the waterfall seems nearby, it is actually rebounding off the hard rock walls and echoing around the mountain.
It didn't sound far, but I guess, you know, the sounds play with you, play with your mind, and play with your head.
they were out there for like 15 minutes, and she was going crazy. Auditory hallucinations.
I think he's the one who wanted to go on this
Gotta
big
go
hike.
somewhere.
I don't even want to be in
Are we there
California.
yet? And this is getting to be like a real hike.
A little further, Gina. Should be really cool.
This is a hike. Why are you acting so slutty?
We eventually did
That's
find
aggressive.
the waterfall, which was
Yeah,
not
I
impressive.
think she was just scared.
Wow.
Same thing.
It's not exactly Niagara Falls, is it?
It's pretty nice.
I mean, up in the mountains, any type of water
Did you get one?
feature is pretty
Oh,
nice.
maybe you don't want to see this one.
See? See it.
We took some pictures, which didn't turn out very well at all,
Looked pretty good to me
and then decided to
Post 'em.
turn back.
on MySpace.
Time should be getting back. Come on. Yeah, we should.
Gina and Brandon have 20 minutes to meet their tour party at the cable car station. But going back the way they came is not easy.
It seemed so simple when we walked off the path to get to the waterfall. It felt like all we did was around two boulders, behind a tree, and over the top of another boulder, and there it was. So we kind of, you know, retraced our steps, and it was seeming to take much longer.
Can you hear that?
This way. Can't be far.
They're
We
both
could hear
schizophrenic.
voices, but we couldn't
Yeah.
really match up with them.
It's now less than 10 minutes before the tour party leaves.
They're so
Brandon
used to
and Gina
living in
can hear
the
the other
city with all the
tourists,
noise,
but
they're
they
just
cannot
hearing
find them.
stuff.
This way.
We couldn't get to them. They seemed to be just right there, and we lost voices. We couldn't hear anyone else talking. And at that point, you kind of, okay, something might not be right here.
Yeah, y'all went off the trail.
Meanwhile, the rest of the tour party has descended without Brandon
You just
and
met
Gina
this dude a week ago
and will soon return to the hotel.
on MySpace.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Brandon and Gina now realize they've not only
Power
missed their
stance.
rendezvous, they've lost their way back to the station. It's beginning to be a
He's
true
like,
test.
I know what's
of
going
their
on.
fledgling
What are you looking up
relationship.
at?
He's like, I'm trying to read the trees.
Got no idea where we are. Have
Moss
you?
grows on the side,
Not exactly.
That we gotta go.
facing, yeah,
least
facing
I'm
towards
looking for a way out.
civilization.
He goes, you can sit there if you want to, but I'm going to keep on moving.
Like,
I
this
think
tree
he
is
wanted to be
completely
the big,
covered in
strong,
moss.
tough
What does
guy
that mean?
that's not scared in front of me.
At that point, it was probably important
just trying
to
to
send a
leave her
little
now.
message of, okay, we can't panic. We have to stay focused on the task at hand.
Despite Brandon's determination to find the mountain station, the dense pine forests and steep rock faces block their path. They're tantalizingly close to the station, but they just can't see it.
I think we're close. We just need to go a little bit further this direction or this direction. We'll see something we recognize and we'll be fine. That went on
Yeah,
for a while, and then
recognize them trees.
realized that no, I do think we're lost. And so at that point, we
funny.
decided, okay, we have to start yelling for help.
Hey! Anybody there?
Hey, yo.
Hey, yo, I'm lost, bro.
Hey, yo,
We're
come
too
find
short.
me.
Must have taken a taxi back.
What?
Okay,
Yep, ride him off.
let's go.
Yeah, why would you? Nah, if your numbers are. Isn't that the whole
Yeah.
reason why the
Has to
system's
run
in
every
place?
time.
Yeah.
Now
Pretty
we
much.
have a real problem. Okay, before it was something that was very manageable. Now it's sinking in. I think we have an issue.
We were lost, but it was
As
manageable.
night falls, Gina and Brandon are lost in one of the most desolate and unforgiving parts of the Southern Californian wilderness. But even worse, no one knows they're missing.
Or cares?
The most immediate danger for Brandon and Gina is hypothermia. Lightly dressed, they're at the mercy of the plunging mountain temperatures, which can drop well below zero at night. They must retain body heat, or frostbite, exposure, and eventual death may follow.
All we had was wind pants and windbreakers on, not any type of gear or something to prepare for this type of weather, or food or water or anything, because we originally had only intended to walk maybe a few hundred yards to take a picture and then head back to a mountain station. So we weren't
Well,
hikers,
they're the ones that
we
went
were
off
tourists.
trail.
Brandon, I'm so cold.
It's okay, Gina. It's okay. They're reaping what they sow.
Yep.
Sued.
I really
what they
felt
sued.
responsible. It's one thing to put
Exactly.
yourself in a bad situation, but to put somebody else in a bad situation is tough to stomach. And so, at one point, Gina started to cry. She was very scared.
I feel like he
And,
cried first.
Yeah, he probably
I started
did.
to just
That's
apologize.
why he
I'm
walked
so
away. He
sorry
was crying.
for putting you in this situation. And she stopped me right there.
And I said, no, we're okay. We're in this together. We both took the wrong steps. We're both following each other here. We're okay. We're in this together.
I fuck with
So
her
I
now.
think at that point he
She
accepted
got
that I
respect.
was not
She's a ride or die.
blaming him.
Yeah.
by
Most
any
likely
means,
die,
That I
but
was right there with him.
ride or
That we
die.
were
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
get
not
through
very
this
good survival skills,
together.
but ride or
I don't-
die.
nice shoes.
Freeze to death.
Yeah.
I think.
Where?
We passed a cave a little way back. It's better than being out here in the open.
Yeah, let's go into a random cave that could have animals in it.
Might keep warm.
That's true.
A
It
nice
could help, but
Cuddly bear.
Stumbling their way through the
maybe.
darkness, Gina and Brandon are aware of another very real mountain danger.
Lion. Nice.
We had been warned that
they
there's
use the
mountain
same
lions and rattlesnakes
videos
in these
that were
mountains.
during the day. They just
We
darkened
weren't
them.
really
low
looking
budget.
to see any wildlife. We were hoping we didn't see any
Couldn't
wildlife
afford
at that
nighttime
point.
shots,
Even that was filmed in the day.
There it is.
probably.
Wait, don't go in there.
Why not?
I don't know. Anything could be in there.
That's what I'm saying.
I think she's smarter than him.
Yeah. But she also was like, all right, let's go walk to this cave. And then
I don't know
right then was like,
if
oh,
it
there
was
could be
just
something
a
in there.
gut reaction or just instinct or how he knew to do it. He took my camera.
he
which
wanted to
I thought
go to
was
the cave.
genius. I don't know how he thought of it.
Give me your camera.
Camera?
A flash, doesn't it?
That's not bad. City folks figuring it out.
All that fancy technology they got.
Now start a fire with it.
It's clear. There's nothing in there.
Nice.
Although no longer out in the open, Brandon and Gina are still at the mercy of Mount San Jacinto's bitter chill.
Well, that night, yeah, it really got to a level cold that I've never experienced before. I'm looking at my watch, and it's 11 o'clock at night, and I'm thinking, okay, we have 7 more hours of this. You know, and we're already freezing, shivering, and how much longer can we endure this?
Brandon and Gina survive a long, cold night in their makeshift shelter. Exhausted, they've had nothing to eat or drink in the last 24 hours. Even so,
They didn't bring any water
Gina's
or anything?
mind is on more everyday anxieties.
This was by far the most awkward date I had ever been on in my life. Here I am with this guy I barely know, and I'm stuck. Now he's going to, smell my morning breath, and he's going to see me without my makeup on.
That's what you're
and
worried
I
about?
have dirty hair, and it's all those classic girl
gotta
things
eat
you
bugs
think of
right now.
when you're in a new relationship.
You're going to be drinking pee.
Brandon's thoughts are on more practical matters.
That's what you got to do.
In
Like,
my mind,
day 2, I'd be
I'm going
drinking
through a
pee.
checklist.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a series of
Got to.
fail-safes. First off, the tour bus had a head count. And
Fresh
and it
water
listed
over there?
names.
Nah.
So they would have known we didn't make it back
Recycle
on the
first.
bus. Secondly, at dinner that night, some
Yeah,
people
they were
from my
next to
firm
water.
would have
They
noticed
could-
we're not there.
Probably drink that.
Be a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, not all water is safe to drink, but
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the fail-safes have not triggered a search. With the convention winding down, Brandon's work colleagues have not noticed their absence.
They notice their absence. They're just
Yeah.
annoying. And, like, nobody cares. They're just like...
like, good.
Brandon
You
and
didn't
Gina
show
are
up.
not expected home for another
Thought
2
we were gonna have to
days.
deal with him.
Even the
and
people
his
on the
dumb
families have no
girlfriend.
idea.
on the ride. They're like...
Yeah. They were probably talking to everybody hella annoying.
Brandon
Like,
and
oh, we're
Gina
from the
climbed further up the
city.
mountain.
I'm here.
Thinking
I'm
they
making
need to go higher
money.
to reach the cable
I'm
car
here
station.
in business.
They're in for a shock.
You want to see my fancy flash on my camera?
Oh my god.
There's no sign
Blind
of the
them.
station. Gina and Brandon now realize they've crossed to a different ridge of the mountain.
Hey, look. Look at that tree.
There are a lot of trees.
No, that was that dead one we passed on the way up from the cable car.
I climbed a hell of a long way up.
They
Yeah.
now know they're more lost than they
Keep
thought.
going up.
And facing another freezing night at this altitude could kill them. The young couple need a plan.
See that creek?
Start a
Creek
forest
running
fire.
there?
We need Smokey the Bear out
It's
here.
down towards Palm Springs.
Yeah.
We made the decision that we're going to try and walk our way out of here. We're going to try and follow the mountain river,
Let's
and
not try
it
to
has
find
to
food
lead
or
out
water. Let's
somewhere.
just walk as far as we can.
Better put some
What
miles on these
Gina and
Nikes.
Brandon don't realize is that between them and the river is some of the most treacherous terrain the mountain has to
That's
offer.
all he was trying to do this whole time, is just break in his new shoes.
Oh, they're about to be broke in by the looks of it.
Yeah. Something's gonna be broken.
So we kind of look at each other and say, all right, well, we have nowhere to go but down. And it's steep. It's very steep at that point.
You know what the trick is there, I feel like? Stay by the trees.
Slid on our
Yeah.
butts, I guess, with one leg straight out in front of us, the other leg bent up.
Yeah, I don't know why they're going straight down rocks.
And we
That
moved.
doesn't make sense.
No, yeah, I feel like you would want to stay by trees and kind of
Definitely
like
shook
grab
loose.
one to the next.
Yeah.
Some of the rocks around us, which got a little frightening.
Boulder about the half the size of a suitcase. Goes tumbling all the way down.
What kind of
and then
reference
you hear
is that?
it just hit the bottom.
You know what a suitcase is?
Of
There's
this
a
rock face.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of different sized
If
suitcases.
we make a mistake, we're either dead or we're hurt to the point
like
to where we probably
suitcases
will
like
die.
She almost killed him on their first date.
Yeah. He almost killed her too.
Takes two to tango.
Gina, as she was trying to slide down,
I think this is all just
had,
revenge for the snowballs,
kicked
honestly.
a rock or some rocks,
He knew where he was the whole time.
Walking away from it knowingly.
and
Yeah.
here it's coming straight for me, straight for my head.
Nice.
This thing probably missed me by about a foot and a half.
I'm okay.
That was really, really close.
Dude's a survivor.
The
Barely.
mountain is too steep and treacherous to climb back up. Brandon and Gina are now committed to sliding down the rest of the rock face, despite the danger.
Yeah, I almost got my head knocked off by a rock, but let's keep doing
Texas.
this.
They
The
ain't got
better
a
part
It's
of
choice.
the
working.
day, and around
At this point, I guess.
4 or
Yeah.
5 o'clock, we finally make it to the bottom.
It's the first water Brandon and Gina have drunk for over 24 hours.
She looks suspicious.
Water could prolong their survival, but with no source of food, their health is already deteriorating, and their judgment too.
They don't have very good judgment to begin with.
Yeah.
They think that
seemed
following
pretty
the
bad
river will lead them
at
to
the start.
safety. They have no idea what lies ahead in this hostile wilderness.
Yeah, let's
The
walk
stream we
along
were
this
following
cold
would
water.
get really narrow to the point where you could almost jump across it, to really wide to the point where we had to look for like 4 and 5 rocks to hop across. And you essentially kind of play leapfrog, trying to just hop on rocks to get your way over.
About to break an
You know,
ankle.
the last thing you want is wet feet.
Under normal circumstances, getting wet would be an inconvenience. But with night approaching in the cold mountain environment, it could spell disaster for Brandon and Gina.
We get to a point where I'm leading, and I'm going down like a downed log. And I guess it's something that I learned through my years of cheerleading, is that you think light. You train your body to think light.
That works.
I
If
made
you
it down
think it,
safely.
it's
but,
real.
You know, he's 60 pounds heavier. Might not support him the way it supported me.
I was gonna say, it has nothing to do with thinking light.
He didn't think
Searched
light.
I don't
from
think
the,
that's the issue. I'm pretty sure he just
thighs
weighed
down.
more.
No, he should
In
have
wet clothes,
thunk lighter.
Brandon is now at
should've thought
real
of
risk of
feathers.
hypothermia. With no
Light
cave
thoughts.
to shelter in, the couple need to think fast to prevent the
LEDs.
creeping cold of night from freezing Brandon to death.
So at that point, I guess my nurturing instinct kind of kicked in, I guess.
Where was it
to
earlier?
take care of him.
And we huddled up again to keep us warm. And she sat on my feet throughout the night, trying to help keep them warm, because I was shivering pretty good throughout the night.
Shivering good?
Good shiver.
The sun comes up Monday morning. We wait a little bit longer because my shoes and my socks are still pretty wet, so try and let the sun hopefully dry those out for another hour or so.
After 2 nights stranded in a savage mountain wilderness, with no food or way out, all Brandon and Gina have left is a determination to keep going.
We're not gonna die here. And also, we just really didn't want to sleep another night out in the freezing cold. We wanted to get ourselves out of there.
I needed my...
What happened to her phone?
Now at this point on Monday, we haven't
Center pocket.
seen or heard
The
anything
whole
or
time.
anyone. So we have no evidence, no reason to believe a search has started. At that point, it seems surreal that we haven't heard anything, but that's the situation we're faced with. And I think we had come to accept that for whatever reason, that a search wasn't coming, or at the very least wasn't started.
That'd be a pretty shitty realization to have in the middle of the woods.
For real. Even
What'd you
worse
say?
if one of them was annoying. Like if they already didn't like each other.
Praying is all.
Yeah.
You don't think we're gonna get out of this on our own?
Why are you
Yeah, I
breathing so
do.
loud?
Just
I'm shivering.
gives me hope, that's all.
Why does it seem like they're going up?
But
Like the
Gina's
water looked like it
prayers
was
are going
going
unanswered.
like the way that
Their hotel computerized booking system has automatically checked them out. But the rooms have not been made up, so no one knows they're lost in the mountains, fighting for survival.
The hotel room hasn't
Really
been made
just
yet
have to
either.
be
yeah, I
careful
guess it hasn't
as
been
we
rented, so they haven't
make our way.
done anything with it.
We don't get ourselves into a situation where we can get bitten,
That's
or
a bad
fall and get hurt,
coinky-dink.
or anything that's going to get us stranded.
They got themselves in a
With
pickle.
little sleep, nothing
All their
to
tomfoolery.
eat, and no sign of rescue, they've been driven on by grit and sheer determination. Then suddenly, signs of life appear in the distance.
Well, first, I'm making sure I'm not hallucinating. We haven't eaten, we haven't slept. And at this point,
My balls are
I'm
bluer
sure
than
that
ever.
my judgment is starting to not be as sharp as it once was.
You see that?
What?
That.
Oh my god. Hey!
All of a sudden, you just get this feeling of, oh, I think we made it.
Is anyone in there?
Brandon and Gina realize
Old camp.
this is not your average campsite.
We definitely know right off the bat that something's wrong.
Similar shoes, same shoe.
Yeah, that's sketch.
I mean, obviously it's a reenactment, but still, if that was part of the story, that's crazy.
Stuff had been buried a little bit by dirt. And at this point, we're realizing this is not a good situation. We don't hear anybody. We don't see anybody. It's just a very ominous feeling.
Hey! Hey, Brandon! Look at this.
So we start going through the bag.
You
the
don't go through
contents of the
people's
bag.
bags.
We're discovering these maps. We had no idea really what we were looking
Discovering.
at.
She sounds like Christopher Columbus now.
And there was
Those are somebody
obvious
else's.
writing in the white space.
Somebody else's.
Brandon, look. This is today. This is May 8th. Someone's here. We're gonna go.
Uh-oh.
He's actually reading what it says.
Like, I can't read.
No, Gina. This diary's a year out of date. It's May 8th, 2005.
It was
no.
just a blow. That, for one, how have we found this exactly 1 year ago to the day?
What?
And
That's crazy.
in seeing everything that he had, he was obviously prepared for something. You know, he was an experienced climber, experienced hiker. That this campsite's abandoned, that you don't know what the hell is going on.
May 8th, 2005.
No way
Took a
out.
fall. Too weak to climb out a canyon. Down is gorge. No way out. Gorge? What gorge? Listen, here's another
Gorgeous.
one. Listen. May 11th. I'm 60 today. Down to last two crackers. God, this is...
Not supposed to use that word
May
anymore.
14th.
It's crackos.
Heading down to creek for water. Goodbye and love you all.
I'm looking through the bag and I
Ooh,
come across
nice.
his identification.
Money.
I see his name is John Joseph Donovan, and he's in his 60s from Virginia. And I come across his driver's license, his credit cards, his debit cards,
Steal his identity.
About to run it up.
everything.
Gina, these are someone's last words. Gina, we've just read someone's last words.
That was exactly a year
She's
ago
like,
to the day.
"Now you're
And we
Joseph."
found this campsite. of somebody saying goodbye.
You're about to
the world.
rereading your last
And now
words.
here we are in the same place exactly a year ago to the day. And
Well, at
to
least
go
they're
from
not 60
such
and
a
didn't
high
fall down.
to
Yeah.
such a low
Yeah.
in such a short amount of time was just something that shakes you.
Dude, stop being a baby, bro.
This doesn't happen. You know, this is stuff that people make up.
You need to start
You know,
reproducing,
and
Yeah, they
put
made it
into a
up.
movie.
reproducing, man. That's how you're gonna get out of this situation.
And digging through all of
Creating a
the
whole
cards,
new civilization in the mountains.
the prayer card.
I may
that has
not get out, but my
the St.
grandchildren will
Christopher
get
prayer.
out.
Or they'll live with the wolves.
And
I'll
that's
tell
when
them about
just
civilization.
Too many
One
loose
day,
ends were tied at that point that
our numbers will grow
St.
enough that
Christopher
we
is the
can
patron
see
saint of travelers.
the rest of the world.
And I had been praying to St. Christopher my whole way along. His penmanship was very much like my father's. And my dad's birthday was May 7th. And it's just all kind of coming to a head. At that point, I can't take it. It's too much. And Brandon is continuing to read, and I'm starting to freak out. At that point, I took his bag and I gathered up everything I could. I gathered up his glasses, his shoes, his jacket, because in my mind, that's somebody's dad. And somebody's dad didn't come home.
So I'm gonna steal his stuff.
And it was just important to me that any of his family have his things.
No, that's cool though.
I can't
Yeah.
think of anything but
You gotta
getting
clean up
the
litter.
hell out of there.
Gina, wait!
Well, that's not gonna help.
Yeah, it's running off.
Wait, stop! Gina!
It's just a mess. We're losing all sense of cool,
You are.
which we'd maintained our composure the entire way, and that was a breaking point.
Gina!
And, Brandon came up and grabbed me and just kind of said it. Breathe. Just breathe and settle. We have to settle. And, just
Settle
that
down and
look
make a
in his
family, so he
eye,
told
I
you.
knew that he was afraid for me.
His survival
And we kind of
instincts
just took
kicked
a
in.
moment to maybe try to gather ourselves a little bit.
Gonna be gathering berries.
And all you can hear is this rush of water.
That
For
tripped them
Gina and
before.
Brandon,
Yeah.
the horror story they find themselves in is unrelenting.
What is it?
What?
Who's...
Again, the water gets us every time.
That's a waterfall.
So we get closer. We make our way back around some big trees that were close to the water, make our way around.
That doesn't give any type of description at all.
You heard her.
And that's where we
Around
see
some big trees.
the gorge that
Yeah, made our way down.
John had talked about. And we're stuck. We're completely stuck.
Should've listened to the man.
Dude knows what he's talking about.
He had the maps, he had the compass, he had everything, and he couldn't get out. So how the hell are we?
Watch your mouth.
Clearly, looking back upstream, what we had just come down, there's no way we can get back up it. We had jumped down so many boulders and trees that there's no way we can climb back up. To our left was straight, sheer rock walls, and to our right, it was a bowl. It made a big, giant bowl. To know that something so beautiful was so dangerous, it's just so hard to put into words. That feeling of seeing all this tremendous beauty and I'm stuck.
stuck admiring
we
it.
see what he'd written
Yes,
about.
I don't know what they're complaining
There's about
about.
140, 150 foot waterfall, and no way to get around it. You know, we're at an impasse. You know, now what? You know, we can't, at this point, it's sinking in, we can't walk our way out.
They thought that following the river would be their escape route. Instead, it's led them into a trap. Now, after 2 days struggling against fear, they're losing the battle.
And at that point, we knew we were not getting out. There's no way. There's no way we can get out.
Not with that
This
attitude,
man
you're
was
not.
prepared. He had everything he needed. We were not prepared for anything. We just had on our running shoes. We had chapstick, a digital camera, sunscreen, and running shoes. And this man was prepared, and he couldn't get
No
out.
phones. We don't need that.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't have
Just-
phones.
Yeah.
It's very defeating. Very defeating.
But the missing hiker, John Donovan, has left Brandon and Gina a lifeline.
Yes.
Fire.
Matches.
Nice.
We'll make a forest fire.
Think they still work?
I feel like
I don't know how we missed it. That throughout all of his things, bag inside a bag, inside a bag, inside a bag, he had another little bag
inside of a
wouldn't
bag.
strike anywhere matches that were still dry. By some miracle,
Go on,
they were
baby.
still dry. And we decided, okay, let's start
Not very
making
good fire.
I feel like, yeah,
It's more smoke than fire.
you start a fire
So
and then
nice.
try to make a separate fire for smoking to get like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, smoke their meat.
What?
What?
It's a
Like-
helicopter.
To cook meat, smoke it.
It's the waterfall.
You smoking
No, it's
meatball?
the waterfall.
Half the damn beef. Uh-oh.
It's a helicopter. Hey!
They can hear them.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Every time I see one of these, I'm like, why? Is that just for the reenactment?
has to be.
Like in real life,
I mean,
don't
I'm
get me
sure they
wrong.
were trying to get their attention, but I don't.
Yelling isn't good. Dude,
No.
I've always thought that every time I see that.
The young couple have no idea whether the helicopter was ferrying tourists or looking for them. Whatever the case, Brandon and Gina
Nah,
may have
nobody's
just
looking
missed
for
their
them.
only chance of being rescued.
Trying to
That
make sure you're
night,
still lost.
We were alone. It was the one night that we weren't side by side.
What? Y'all
We
beefing?
slept a good, well, I say slept, but we rested a good 10 to 15 feet away from each other. He did his thing and I did mine.
What does that mean?
You would think at that point you need each other even more so than you ever would. But we didn't. And I don't understand that.
His breath stank.
They
And at
needed
that
space.
point is when I started to really lose my faith.
They got plenty of
I
space out
lost
there.
hope. And I lost faith that that we really were gonna get out. At that point, I started letting go, just resigning all hope and accepting it and realizing that it's okay. But I had spoken to my mom. I had spoken to my sister. I had spoken to my best friend, and I knew it was okay. I had spoken to everyone that I love in the last few days, and it's okay. It's okay that I don't come home.
That'd be hard. That'd probably be the hardest part.
Yeah.
Thinking about that. Early bird gets the worm. Where's the worm?
Tuesday morning, you know, that we felt by far the worst we had felt since we'd been out there.
Look at two.
And just standing up from a crouched position was difficult.
Over 4 days, the young couple's physical resilience has driven them on, but not any longer.
Just the constant nights of not getting any real sleep, of shivering, the days of climbing and getting cut and scraped and bruised, trying to make our way down this mountain, being dehydrated, not having any food. I think it had all finally really hit our bodies.
Although they now have a means to collect water, starvation is having a dramatic effect on their health.
Our bodies are starting to tell us that they don't have much more. We had turned some type of a physical corner, and it was downhill.
A downhill corner?
Yeah.
Exactly what happened to John has been a mystery
Physical downhill corner.
until now.
That's not good. That looks like
When I
the
was
dude.
gathering water from this pool, I did notice something out of the ordinary, something that didn't seem right. I think really maybe part of me knew what it was, but the other part of me didn't want to know, at least not at that point in time.
Well, drink the water that was right next to him anyway.
Dude, you're drinking dead body water.
Oh no, he dumped it out.
For Brandon,
He was like, nah.
the discovery of John Donovan's body is the last straw.
That's when I made the decision, I'm gonna light the whole place on fire. The whole damn place.
Oh, he did it on
And they're
purpose.
gonna,
I knew
they
it.
have to see the smoke from that.
Man,
I mean, it kinda is a good idea. Kinda messed up.
I would want to do it like controlled though.
Yeah, but
We only
At
have
the
so
same
many
time, how do you
matches.
control that
We don't know how many times,
without,
if
like,
any, that we'll
running
see
water?
another helicopter. So this was our
No,
this was our
I
last
mean,
bullet.
I would just
This
get
was
like
our last.
all the wood and
shot.
moss and build a smoke fire. Like I wouldn't just try to set the and make it big as I can. Like keep building it like crazy. Once it gets hot enough, you can throw like live branches on there, and I think that's what'll make the most smoke, like wet stuff. If he was able to like start a forest
took
fire, there obviously was stuff
much
that could
faster
burn.
than I anticipated. Made sure the fire caught, and within
As in
60
it's, like, not
seconds,
too wet.
it's a large fire and getting larger.
No.
trying to act like he didn't do it on purpose.
Brandon?
I don't. Yeah, for why?
No. It's like, I'm trying to start a forest fire, but
An accident.
when this forest fire started, I was not happy with it.
It was not what I intended. Not a regulation forest fire.
To see the fire and the smoke and not see him, I'm losing it again. I'm like running around on this little
like,
rock
I know, he
trying
set
to
him-
get
he
every
set himself
vantage
on
point I
fire.
can see. to
He was
see if I
over
can
it.
Find him anywhere.
I should have just gave him some.
His clothes are extremely flammable.
Oh, now you got energy, huh?
And finally, I see his little head moving through the mess, and the flames are getting bigger. And I'm just, hurry up, get up here, get to me.
Brandon, hurry! Faster!
Faster.
Run!
Yeah, dude.
Brandon, come on! Brandon,
Force the fire's way back there.
hurry!
She's like, it's 200 feet away, but still,
How do you
hurry.
not
Hurry
see
up.
this?
I need you
Again,
up here.
Not a
I want
cloud
you to
in the
enjoy
sky.
the view with me.
Crystal blue sky.
You're missing it.
Just amazing, beautiful. And
Beautiful
all you
fire.
can see are these huge plumes of just black smoke.
Smokey the Bear should be here in no time.
It burned for about 45 minutes or so, produced a great deal of smoke. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, and the thought was, I mean, they have to see this. I mean, if they don't see this, what next? We just kept on putting our hope in this. This was kind of this is our last shot. And we watched the fire begin to smolder, and eventually wasn't putting out nearly the same smoke. And it basically burnt itself out. And now about an hour's gone by, and we still don't hear anything. We don't see anything. And so the thought starts to creep in both of our minds of, that was our best shot. What are we going to do next? I'd always tried to be positive that we were going to find a way out. There's going to be a search for us. There's going to be something. We just have to keep, ourselves safe, and we're going to be okay. But now here we are, in a spot where we know somebody's died, and what are we going to do?
Die.
A lot of things run through your mind when you're really faced with, okay, this could be it. And it was the most beautiful sound we'd ever heard, because coming up from the valley floor is that sound of a helicopter.
They're not hallucinating this time? Oh, and you're right where they were.
Yeah. Came right over the peak to look at him.
Well, we left them out there long enough. I guess we should go get them now.
The experiment's over.
We've had trackers on
We
you.
both would have cried if we had tears, but we're both so dehydrated. We didn't have
Like,
enough
yeah, we knew where
moisture
you were the whole
in our
time.
body
You could have
to
let
come
us
up
know
with
that you
tears.
wanted to be picked up.
You guys found Donovan?
The
Wasn't that his name?
Yeah, I think so.
John Donovan or something?
Joseph, I think.
the pure joy of knowing you're gonna make it out.
Dude, talk right, bro.
Not talking very clear.
Gosh, you're one to speak. Me too.
We're hugging and we're kissing, and it's just.
They did all that for a
we know
helicopter
we're going
ride.
home.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking
Get the
too.
camera out.
It's just
Yeah.
such a
This is what we've
feeling
been
of
waiting
Snap
for.
a couple pictures.
pure just joy that I don't even know how to formulate the words. I don't know
You just did.
what to even
They did
say.
it all just so that
It's
they
a
could
pretty
start
amazing
a
feeling.
forest fire
And
legally and then
If we
get
hadn't
a
had
helicopter
that
ride
back.
for free.
Is that legal?
I don't know.
there
If it's
wasn't
for
no way
survival?
out. And to know we're really going
I mean, it
home
went out by
after
itself.
4
If it
days.
did a lot of damage,
I
then
remember turning to
maybe
him
not, but
and saying, "You saved my life."
I don't know.
Because he lit that fire. And if he
At the end
hadn't
of
lit
it,
it,
was placed in jail for 2
I
years.
He lit
for
that
the
fire.
I hate
And when
to
he
even
lit that
think.
fire, it lit a fire inside me.
I don't let myself
That
think.
is just burning
I don't
for
go there.
eternal.
Eternal.
We're just so
It's
thankful
an eternal
to
flame
John
of
Donovan
love.
for his
Flame of eternity. They
his
still have the
sacrifice.
matchbox to this day.
and
Hell yeah.
his last action, even not being on this earth anymore, was helping 2 people.
How did that guy not think of that?
So
You know what I'm saying?
What?
The other dude, how did he not think to start a forest fire?
certain people just have a way of
Donovan?
Yeah,
He's 60.
leaving their
I
mark.
guess that's true.
I don't know.
You would think he'd have better survival skills, though.
Maybe he did and just didn't get lucky.
Maybe.
John
Oh, yeah.
Donovan's remains
Joseph-
were recovered
John
3 weeks
Joseph
later.
Donovan.
The Navy
Dang.
veteran was buried
R.I.P.
with full
Donovan.
military honors.
R.I.P. At least his family got closure.
Gina and Brandon stayed together for 2 years after the ordeal.
Yeah.
And
Trauma
then
bond.
separated.
Textbook trauma bond.
Now the only time that they ever like get along, when they start fighting, they gotta go get
Yeah.
lost in the woods to like. That wasn't bad.
Reset.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Uh-oh. Why isn't my mouse working? There we go. Alright. Another one.
We did it.
Yeah, we did. I don't really have anything to say. I won't go on a date like that, dude.
Yeah, me either.
Especially not with you. Unless you, like, wanted to or something.
No, I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah.
'Kay.
I mean, we have been going out in the woods a lot.
Whoa,
But
hey, yo.
Not getting lost like that.
Oh, getting lost, though.
No.
In the sauce.
No.
Salad toss.
No. Just driving around,
Okay.
chilling.
Well, yep. Another one, dude.
Yep, we did it.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all.